everybody, and welcome to IELTS Learning Tips and another video. In this video today, I'm going to continue talking about IELTS speaking, and I want to look today at why YouTube cannot really help you to improve your speaking. Okay, that's probably a bit ironic considering that I'm here on YouTube, but it really cannot help you to improve your speaking. Because speaking is a fundamental thing to humans, all humans. And when we first start to learn our language, our mother tongue as a baby, we learn it from the people around us. We learn it from our parents primarily, but from other people who are around and about. And we continue to develop our spoken language throughout the first sort of 7 years of our lives by copying, by trying things out. If you think about babies speaking, they make lots of mistakes when they're trying it out. Just the same way that you probably make mistakes in English, and anybody makes a mistake learning a new language. So you try things out, they don't work, so you try again, you correct it, and then eventually you get it right. And that's the process for learning language. And we learn that from each other, and we learn that from practicing. And it has to be an active process. It cannot be a passive process. And YouTube is a passive process. So it can give you some ideas, some pointers. It can give you an approach. It can show you examples that you could follow, but it cannot help you improve your speaking because that has to be done in an active way with other people. Now, if you've ever learnt a foreign language and then not used it, you'll know that it's very easy to forget things. And in fact, if you learn things for the first time, you're not going to remember them unless you've used them a lot. And that is one of the drawbacks of not practicing speaking with other people. You can learn 10, 20 words, but when it comes to the exam, there's no guarantee you'll be able to use those words or even remember them unless you've practiced them with other people over and over. And that takes some time. And talking of forgetting words, it's actually even possible to forget words in your own language if you're not using your own language for a long time. And this happened to me. I lived for 11 years in Indonesia. I was working at the university. It's quite a long time ago now. And I was teaching English, but I also taught, for a lot of the time, I taught music. And when I taught music, I was teaching that subject in Indonesian. And I also spoke Indonesian when I got home because I lived with Indonesian people. And so it was quite surprising to me that there were lots and lots of words that I completely forgot about until when I came to England on holiday and people said them. And suddenly I thought, oh, I'd forgotten that word. I hadn't heard it for such a long time. So things come and go in speaking, in all language actually. And so it's really important that you practice regularly and especially that you practice with other people. Because if you just use YouTube, that's not about doing, that's about learning how. And learning how doesn't really give you the whole picture. Imagine watching a YouTube video on how to drive a car and then getting into a car and driving down a busy road when you've only watched a video. So it's rather like that. And the feedback you get, I'm not talking about feedback from teachers necessarily, although that feedback is going to be very, very helpful to you. If I give feedback to students, I'll be looking at whether their pronunciation is good, whether they've used the wrong grammar, whether their collocation is good, whether they've used the same word more than once, that sort of thing. But the feedback that you get from other people when you're speaking is just as vital. If you say something to somebody in English and they don't understand you, that's feedback. That's telling you that there's something wrong with either how you said it or what you said or your pronunciation or something. But that's also feedback and it helps you to improve it. So The main reason that YouTube should only be part of your preparation and that it really can't help you with your speaking is that I feel a lot of students use YouTube exclusively for speaking and then are very disappointed in the exam when they don't get the score that they thought they would get. And this is precisely because they're learning how to do something instead of doing it. And this overestimation of ability is quite a dangerous thing, and it's not going to help you in the exam. So remember, I said speaking is organic and it's also active. And unless you're participating, then you're not going to improve it well. You need to learn how to be spontaneous. You need to learn how to be fluent and accurate. You need to learn how to utilize good vocabulary and good grammar. And all of those things can only really happen if you practice physically with other people. Now, obviously, if you are able to meet people, that's brilliant. But you can find people online to speak to as well. And this is also very, very helpful. But please don't just stay looking at YouTube videos. It's only part of the picture. And in order to really get that vocabulary into your memory, that grammar into your memory, that fluency and that spontaneity, you have to practice, and you have to practice regularly. Okay, so please come and join me in my Facebook group. There's a link above the video here. We do lots more of this sort of thing, and there may be an opportunity, if you don't have people to practice with, to meet people there that you can practice speaking with. So I'd love to see you in my Facebook group and help you through that group to improve your skills so that when you take your exam, you can be confident that you're going to get the score that you really want. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Any comments, please put them below.